So my autobiography is called Blessed Life, and it's, a great deal of it is, of course, a memoir. I look back over the 40 years in my career that I'm so very blessed to have, as well as a look over the last 48 years that is my life. And it seemed like a really great time to do this book now because, when you have certain milestones, a decade of this, 4 decades of that sort of thing, you just kind of innately, I think, look back. And it was, career-wise, a great opportunity because, there were the comedies, the dramas, theater, spoken word, reality, competition. There were so many things that made up the career at this point that it seemed like a great time to go, okay, wait a second. Let's go back and look at all this while we're still working on other things. There's a lot of talk going on about a living single reboot or reunion. They say never, and I can tell you that the cast, we all still talk on a pretty regular basis and get along just like we did from the first day that we met. So that'd be something that would not be out of the realm of possibility. The one thing that I still enjoy about being in the wake of the time I was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, even this far removed, a couple of years now, is the response that people have given to me or to my husband or, to our family, and how it has helped them to realize that they can be true to themselves. And that's actually the name of the chapter in the book that I talk about, that, social adventure is #True to Myself. Because that was something that was kind of our mantra for that whole season. And I think, honestly, if you realize that you can still try new things, you can still, even open up your circle or allow yourself to be a part of other circles. Again, but you have to really know yourself. And if you're exposing your friends or your family to, that world or whatever the world is, to be really rooted and grounded in yourself, and then allowing yourself to still be open. So there were things that I learned about myself, like I needed me time. I learned that I really understand the value of marriage and having someone love and treasure you, because I missed my husband when I went on a trip, for the first time without him, and I wanted to experience something beautiful with him. And when you feel at any point in your life you may not get that feeling, when it comes over you and it washes over you, it's fantastic. So I don't have any regrets or anything like that, and I am grateful for the fact that people really recognize, wow, I can handle coworkers or environments or, things where it might not be exactly who I am, but some environments I'm not there to fit in, I'm there to be myself. Working with Brandy to prepare her for her starring role as Moesha was really something very special. The producers I knew from their work on other projects, they were friends of my mom, and they said, listen, we've got this show that we're going to have Brandy star in, and we'd like for Kim to coach her, but not just in terms of acting, but to, just kind of mentor her a bit in terms of how it is to be, on a series and carrying a series at a young age, that sort of thing. So it was really a great opportunity. It was at the time when she was on tour with Boys to Men, which was great because they're good friends of mine. So it was a very comfortable environment. And she was lovely to work with, and I'm so proud of who she's, developed and become. Same with Kenan Thompson. I adore watching him on Saturday Night Live. He, started as a Nickelodeon kid on All That, and then a show that I directed half of every season, Kenan and Kel. And we're still very good friends to this day. And I'm very honored that he, thinks enough of the time that we worked together to, make me a part of the early years of his journey. Yes, I have been to Puerto Rico. My husband and I, we were working on a project for Royal Caribbean, and we were filming on a cruise that was leaving out of Puerto Rico 11 years ago, I guess. And we had just decided the day before that we were going to start our family. And so we have a picture in our home of he and I kissing in Old San Juan. and we were kissing, celebrating the very moment that we knew that we were going to start our family. And that picture hangs in our home, and it always has. And so, of course, it has very special memories, and honoring the history of old San Juan and Puerto Rico, as well as honoring the new life that has come and will come again. Not just in terms of physical life, but what they're doing in terms of development and growing their country, and growing their city and their island and all sorts of things. So it's very, in terms of the movie, I think touching upon tenacity, not giving up your faith, even in the face of questioning, because of course everyone there is in a situation where they could easily question whatever their faith may be, or give into, this is why I don't have any faith. And being able to come to the other side of that after you're in that emotional roller coaster ride of the ashes before you can rise as the phoenix. And so I feel like, the things that are happening to support the efforts there to rebuild and just get their footing and their strength again, catch their breath, is tremendous. I have deep Caribbean roots and ties in other parts of the Caribbean, and so I'm doing things as well. But I think, of course, the celebrity world with Puerto Rican heritage and what they are doing is phenomenal, and that absolute love and dedication. And being a New Yorker, New York has very special ties to the Puerto Rican community. And being able to, see strategically how do you fit in and where do you fit in, and kind of being ready for the call is part of, who I am as well. But I think it's so important that and I'm glad to know that a question of faith is something that will be a part. When tragedy hits historically, entertainment is always the one thing that people will still turn to as a release, as a source of comfort, as a source of escaping. And so if we're able to be there for them in that regard, then amen. If I was stranded on an island with only 3 CDs, which would they be? Any Maxwell, but Maxwell Urban Hang Suite. Any James Brown. Some Annie Lennox and the Eurythmics.